And look where I am. Today I'm in the woods. And why am I here? Because, you know, I want you to imagine that if we think like a forest, we will think in a totally different way. And it is amazing what happens when you think like the forest, you know? Because the forest is a miracle in so many ways. First of all, you know, these leaves, well, you know, nobody says the leaves are garbage, because in a forest there is no such thing as waste. The idea of garbage, it is foolish, you know. You say, Pierre, why would the forest need garbage? And the forest, you know what it does? It makes its own food. You see, when these leaves decompose, they form this soil. And you know, when you think like a forest, you find that the soil, oh look, it is so beautiful and rich and thick. This black, rich soil, it is the kind of dirt that will grow anything. It will grow corn 20 feet high. It will grow trees a mile high. You see, when you think like a forest, you think, with these leaves I will make my own food, you know? This tree is able to capture just a tiny bit of sunlight, and with this turn it into a food that will last it all year long. It is so efficient. It uses only the energy it needs, and it uses only the water it needs. In the process, it creates its own soil. This is the kind of living that the tree knows how to do so well, you know. And it is a model for the kind of world in which we too can live like a forest and think like a forest, take what we need and no more, leaving all other living things with what they too need. Look, a beetle. Aha! So you say, Pierre, what do you mean we can be like a forest? This is a crazy idea. Pierre, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you, it is not quite as crazy as it might sound. For in a forest, you know, there are tiny saplings like this. Just like in business, there are small businesses. And they can grow in each their own way. They have the freedom to grow as the needs and the conditions allow them to grow. Someday, they may grow up to be a gigantic daddy of a tree just like this one, you know? You see, if we think of business and an economy just like a forest, we find that each individual tree, it has the right and the ability to grow just as it will. Perhaps some conditions of sun and water, they limit it, but you know, these are the same things that limit business growth in our own economy. But no tree takes away more than it can use. No tree takes away the ability of the other trees in the forest to grow, except perhaps close to it, you know. So imagine if we had an economy that was like a forest, in which every business was a tree that could grow in its own way. And you know, after some time, these businesses, they fall down, they get old and die just like a tree would. And that is a natural part of life. It is not a wrong thing nor a bad thing. It is just the way life goes. So we say to my little baby sapling brother here, grow up and become like the forest giant behind me, but do not infringe on the other trees nearby that are trying to do their thing as well. This is the way we can get along. This is the way we can use what we need. This is the way we can live within our means, from the sunlight and the soil below us that nourish us, just as we have a right, as all living things have a right, to exist and to flourish each in our own way. Au revoir for now.